If you find yourself out on Christmas Eve looking for that last-minute gift, well, know that the stores won't be open as late as previous years. Target will close at 8 p.m. and Best Buy will close at 7 p.m., which is 2 hours earlier than last year. Most retailers are shutting down at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and many stores are limiting the number of shoppers inside and really pushing for curbside pickup. Amazon, however, is offering same-day Christmas Eve delivery on millions of items on orders that are more than $35. So get your shopping done now, I guess. All right, well, time for the News Edge Early Edition. Kaitlin Monte standing by. Hey there, Kaitlin.
Hey, Rashi. We have a lot to talk about. There's a DACA-related lawsuit right now in a Houston court. The president has now signed something that will honor a fallen deputy in our area, and COVID-19 has officially reached Antarctica. Let's get started.
You're watching the News Edge Early Edition.
I'm Kaitlin Monte. Welcome to the News Edge Early Edition Live. We start with some of the biggest moments from this afternoon heading into this evening, the top of which being Texas Governor Greg Abbott receiving his COVID-19 vaccine. So the latest leader to go on camera and get the shot in the ongoing effort to build public trust in a vaccine developed historically fast.
I want to show my fellow Texans that it's safe and easy to get the vaccine, and also remembering that I will never ask any Texan to do something that I'm not willing to do myself.
Dr. Anthony Fauci rolled up his sleeves this morning for the newly approved Moderna vaccine. The nation's top infectious disease expert says the vaccine is the best hope we have against this pandemic, and it is estimated we're going to need to have at least 60% of the nation vaccinated for there to be any major change in our pandemic's future. The Texas Department of Health has announced who will be next in line for vaccines. So take a look here. They say they're going to give priority to those who are 65 and older, people 16 and older who have a serious health condition or who are pregnant. Those conditions would include things like cancer, chronic kidney disease, heart conditions, severe obesity, even type 2 diabetes. Sunday, the CDC recommended essential workers like teachers, firefighters, and grocery store workers now start to be included, but the final decision is up to the individual states.
States do have some flexibility. What you're getting from CDC is general guidance, and they've left enough flexibility so that states can actually consider what's going on in their particular state.
Now, the Department of Health says more than 70% of COVID-19 deaths in Texas have been people aged 65 or older. The transition into the next phase of vaccinations will take several weeks to happen. Dr. Deborah Birx is retiring. The leader of the White House coronavirus response team since the pandemic started says that she will still be around to help President-elect Joe Biden's COVID team as needed. More than 40 countries have now banned travel from Britain after a new strain of the virus was said to be fueling their rising numbers. But for now, the U.S. is not among those nations that are stopping flights from the U.K. Health officials are claiming that this new strain will respond to the vaccine and that they can adjust the vaccine formulas if not. Now, we were asking whether you have plans to travel this holiday season. As we've reported, leaders are discouraging it. A lot of people now saying, nope, safety first, though quite a few still saying they plan to see family. Remind you that you can vote on our app at any time. Hit the Browse tab and vote now. We always have a poll up that you can chime in on. COVID-19 has officially arrived in Antarctica, which until now was the only continent with no cases. But 36 people who all work at a research facility have tested positive and been sent to a hospital in Chile for treatment. But the good news is that none of them appear to be seriously ill. The U.S. is on track to see more than 3 million deaths in 2020, making this the deadliest year on record for our nation. A 15% spike from last year, which averages to about 400,000 or so deaths. The first time we've ever exceeded 3 million as well. The pandemic is being blamed in large part for the rise. The death toll for the pandemic itself has reached 320,000 Americans. Several new models point to Houston as the nation's next hotspot for COVID, predicting a January peak where we reach as many as 2,200 patients hospitalized by the middle of the month. They think a 36% increase to where we stand now. Now, one model predicts case numbers could double in just the first week of January. Well, tonight we have some new details in the case of a Houston Instagrammer whose death recently caught national headlines. Alexis Sharkey was laid to rest last weekend with a very small viewing in her hometown in Pennsylvania. Her mother sent us video and photos from the weekend, telling Fox 26 that at one point she didn't think she would ever get to see her daughter again. The 26-year-old's husband was next of kin and was not cooperating, but the medical examiner finally gave custody to the parents. Lexi's body was found naked in a ditch the weekend of Thanksgiving with no visible signs of injury. Some experts have speculated she could have overdosed, but Lexi's close friends just don't believe that.
If she did overdose, someone did it to her. She didn't do that to herself. When we would go out, she would never want to do any of those kind of things, and we're not really a friend group that's like that. We're all moms. It's not like we're some crazy young 20-year-olds that just go out. We go to dinners and we have drinks with each other.
Police are still investigating. They have not named any suspects. A toxicology report is still pending, so the autopsy has not been released. President-elect Joe Biden gave his end-of-year address today, talking about COVID-19 struggles and the stimulus help that is now on the way.
This bill is just the first step, a down payment in addressing the crises, more than one that we're in. There's a lot more work to do. Early next year, I'm going to put forward to the Congress my plans for what comes next. We'll need more help to fully distribute the vaccine. We're going to need more testing in order to be able to open our schools. We're going to need more funding to help firefighters and police, many of whom are being laid off as I speak.
He goes on to say there will just be no time for a honeymoon phase once he arrives at the White House, and he plans to press Congress for another relief bill in the new year. A stimulus bill, not the only issue getting headlines coming out of Washington, D.C. Here is a brief wrap-up.
It certainly appears to be the Russians, but I'm not going to discuss it beyond that.
Outgoing Attorney General Bill Barr joined Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in blaming Russia for a widespread cyber attack on U.S. government systems.
This was a very significant effort, and I think it's the case that now we can say pretty clearly that it was the Russians that engaged in this activity.
Officials believe hackers gained access to private data at multiple government agencies, including the Departments of Commerce and Energy. The full impact of the breach remains unclear, but President Trump says the hack is overhyped, tweeting, quote, "I have been fully briefed and everything is well under control. Russia, Russia, Russia is the priority chant when anything happens because Lamestream is, for mostly financial reasons, petrified of discussing the possibility that it may be China. It may." Within hours, lawmakers pushed back on any suggestion Russia was not responsible.
I was disappointed in the president's comment, but I think we've come to recognize that the president has a blind spot when it comes to Russia.
The president spent Monday away from the cameras, meeting with Republicans who plan to challenge the Electoral College vote when Congress meets for a joint session in early January. President Trump says he's spoken with incoming Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, who recently hinted he may join the challenge. Meantime, the president's campaign is hoping the U.S. Supreme Court will hear its petition and invalidate Pennsylvania's electoral votes already cast for Joe Biden.
What happened in Pennsylvania, as well as in a number of other states, is that the state courts or the state secretaries of state altered or suspended various provisions of state law.
While the president tries for final resolution in the courts, senior Republicans insist the election is over.
The Electoral College has now certified the election. We have the Constitution, and I accept the outcome of the election.
Late Monday, the president called into the Turning Point Summit down in Florida. He told supporters that he felt he won the election in a landslide and that he simply wanted more members of his own party to step up. It was interesting. The Attorney General was asked whether or not a special counsel was needed to look into claims of voter fraud. He said he did not feel a special counsel was needed. At the White House, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
A handful of arrests have occurred after yesterday's protests in Oregon, where armed demonstrators claimed to be just fed up with the state's COVID restrictions. So they ended up bashing the doors open at the state Capitol building as legislature gathered for a one-day special session. Then they got violent when police intervened. A federal judge right here in Houston made no immediate ruling after today's hearing of a challenge to the Deferred Action Against Childhood Arrivals Immigration Program, or DACA, as it's known. Texas and 8 other states are suing to end the executive order program, which gives deportation protection to people who were brought here illegally as children. In 2017, the Supreme Court ruled that President Donald Trump's attempt to end the program was unlawful, but Texas says DACA violates the Constitution because it ignores Congress's role as the policy and the lawmakers, again, because the policy was an executive order. A ruling against the program would impact an estimated 1 million people directly. More than 70 students at West Point have been accused of cheating on a math test. If you're wondering how they figured it out, they have all apparently got the same answers wrong on the test. 4 of them have already left the academy. Another 60 are being put through an ethics and honor code program. This has many people recalling the 1975 scandal where 150 West Point cadets were accused of cheating on a final exam. Well, people are leaning into the holiday spirit right now, like in Acres Homes, where kids got free bikes donated by fellow Houstonians.
The generosity of the people in the city of Houston is just amazing. It's incredible, and we're a blessed city, and so I just want to thank everyone for their generosity.
Houston's mayor partnering with HDR Engineering to facilitate the giveaway. Mayor Turner was at a few events today, actually, hopping around town. He helped give toys to kids at Sunnyside Elementary, a giveaway sponsored by rapper Travis Scott's Cactus Jack Foundation. Travis Scott, of course, being a Missouri City native. Rocket star PJ Tucker had to sit out for his sneaker shopping spree with kids today because of NBA COVID protocols, but he is still helping 20 children from the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Houston get new shoes and took them to Academy Sports and Outdoors today, and he made a donation directly to the club. President Trump signed a law to rename a West Houston post office in honor of fallen officer Deputy Sandeep Singh Dhaliwal, who was killed in the line of duty in September last year. A pillar of our local Sikh community and among the first deputies in the country to wear beard and turban on the job. A section of Beltway 8 was already renamed after him earlier this year. And that is the rundown, which of course, if you have thoughts, comments, by all means, send me a tweet. I'll check during the break. But coming up next, COVID-19 has not stopped the holiday spirit in local nursing homes. We have one that you can see celebrated 2020 Christmas style. It was a different year, but check it out. We'll have that coming up, plus JD.
Yeah, Kaitlin, we've all been enjoying some very mild weather outdoors in short sleeve shirts and shorts probably. Well, that's going to change tomorrow with a cold front that's moving through. We're going to be left with some chilly, but I think pleasant weather for the end of the week, which of course is Christmas.
This news segment is brought to you by Katie Furniture. Never pay retail again. Fox 26 is your clear choice for big news coverage. Number 1 at 4 a.m. It's Wake Up with Sally Medina. Number 1, 7 to 9 a.m. Houston's Morning Show. Your number 1 late news is Fox 26 News at 9 p.m. It all adds up. Fox 26 News, your station for life.
Many of us have been unable to see or spend quality time with our older loved ones because of COVID-19 precautions. But when the pandemic canceled an annual Christmas party at a local nursing home, everyone jumped in and improvised. Our Randy Wallace joining us live from Channel View, where I understand the festivities just wrapped up. Randy.
Yeah, that's right, Kaitlin. Like every year, the community donated gifts for residents here at Eastview Nursing Home. Now, no one can go inside, so family members visited with loved ones through windows.
It's sad, but it's also joyous to at least be able to get to put your eyes on them.
For 9 years, Angela Harvell and others in Channelview have taken part in Adopt a Grandparent. Every year, they donate gifts to residents at Eastview Nursing Home.
It's hard not being able to see him in person. Having to come up here and see him just through a window and not be able to talk to him.
Spin, baby.
Yeah. Woo! It's nice that we are able to come up here and at least see him for the holidays and hopefully make him feel a little better as well.
He would do the same for me. If I was in there and he was out here, he'd be right here seeing me as well.
It's important to show the girls that, you know, giving back and letting other people know, even though they're not your family, to let them know somebody cares for them.
Please don't take my son's
it means the world to him. He gets so happy when we visit him, and the girls sing him songs and, you know, show him symbols through the, you know, heart symbols, and it just makes his day brighter, you know, gives him hope.
My own mother right now is in the hospital. I can't see her, I can't visit her. She had a stroke over Thanksgiving, so I understand their frustration right now.
We went window to window on the outside of the building, and there was several that cried. There was lots of smiles, and so just to be able to tell them they're not forgotten, we haven't forgotten them.
Here's hoping next year's Christmas party will be in person and everyone will be on the same side of the window. Reporting live from Channelview, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
Randy, that's great to see. And I know there are perhaps some people watching us right now from a nursing home who miss their family. And to you, we send all of our warmest regards from the whole Fox 26 team, wishing you a chance to see those loved ones very soon. All right, let's check in with John Dawson. Beautiful weather for that window gathering they had today, JD.
Yeah, kind of a great day to be outside, no matter what your activities are, but for sure, whatever your holiday plans are, it's been going well for the last several days. Very mild weather. Things are changing, though. Tomorrow, a cold front moves through, and it's later in the day when the thermometers are going to see the difference, and when we might even have some storms. We'll start with a look back at the Galleria. This is from the tower cam by the TV station there. You'll see a few little clouds kind of mixed into the sky there as well. We're going to continue to see more clouds building up throughout the day, and you know what? I'm just going to skip tomorrow. I'm going to skip New Year's Eve, and I'm going to jump right in to Christmas morning, because that's what I'm excited about and focused on. And the weather is going to be so much different than what we have had. It's going to be near freezing. It's going to have clear skies, and there might even be a little bit of frost around the ground. So we're not going to have any snow, but maybe frost is the best thing that we can look for. Our front for tomorrow is lining itself up out to the northwest. It will march across the nation and southeast Texas late in the day tomorrow. Again, when it arrives, it'll have some showers and isolated storms. The clouds, as I mentioned, will continue building throughout the rest of the evening. Now, these low temperatures that we had this morning will probably be 8 to 10 degrees warmer than these temperatures for tomorrow morning. So much milder in the morning. We're currently at 63 degrees. Those southeast winds have been a bit breezy at times this afternoon. They're still a little bit breezy for some of us, at least, anywhere from 5 to 12 or 13 miles an hour. Those southeast winds, you know, bring in more moisture, more humidity, and milder overall temperatures is what we're expecting. So let's look at a little bit of the rest of the week here in our futurecast. This is going to actually, if you're doing some traveling, be of concern for you, because it's going to end up being a fairly strong winter storm impacting the Northeast with this Christmas Eve weather. For us, we look for the rain tomorrow. Behind that front is when the cooler, drier air comes down. But as I mentioned, as we move through Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day, the storm moves up to the northeast. And again, if you've got any travel plans or just thinking about your loved ones who might see a white Christmas, that's the part of the country that might have it. We'll just be clear and cold here across the Houston area when we're continuing to see, again, those mild conditions. So want to make sure that you're ready for the rest of the week with the Fox 26 weather app. Yes, you can track the storms with the Fox Red Storm Seeker radar tomorrow when the rain comes through, but also check a look at the 10-day forecast as well.
Well, after the break, we have a quick guide on where you can find some of the best holiday light displays across the Houston area.
News is brought to you by Geico. Save more by bundling your home and car insurance. Newscast brought to you by Mack Haig Toyota League City.
If you are looking for a pandemic-safe thing to do to get you out of the house now that school's out and people have time off work for the holiday, our Coco Dominguez has some options of where you can go to drive around and see some of the best holiday lights across the Houston area.
Grab your hot cocoa and Christmas cookies. Christmas week is here. Here are some safe options to check out Christmas lights from the comfort of your car.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
The Quail Valley neighborhood in Missouri City has transformed this neighborhood into Candy Cane Lane for nearly 40 years.
Well, this is our old stomping grounds. We grew up in Quail Valley, so we're coming back to see all the fun.
How much fun are we having?
Oh, we love it so much, don't we, Steven? Say, do you love it?
I like
Over near Willowbrook, Prestonwood Forest neighborhood in Northwest Houston will host its annual Night Lights that has been a holiday favorite since the 1970s.
Oh, ain't nothing better than to see these kids smile and have a great time out here.
More than 700 homes lit up in the area from Cypress Wood to 249. The last day is December 27th. What are some of the goodies that you guys got in the car?
Hot chocolate and gum.
Yeah. Holiday lights are also on display at Houston shopping districts like Uptown, Highland Village, and the Galleria.
Is this a tradition for you guys?
Yes, and we've been down here like 12 times. It's a nightly tradition.
One of the most popular neighborhoods for the holidays is the River Oaks area, where million-dollar homes have over-the-top beautiful holiday decor. Located on River Oaks Boulevard by the River Oaks Country Club.
How great is it to enjoy everything from your car?
It's absolutely
great for me. Mom said she is good. So did you guys bring any snacks, or what'd you bring? You're in your
I actually brought some egg rolls, so.
We've seen all kind of transportation checking out Christmas lights, everything from personal cars to limos, horse and carriages, pedal party buses, and even golf carts. The Pecan Grove neighborhood in Richmond attracts many visitors with their annual magical Christmas displays that include extravagant holiday decor. Plantation Drive is complete with inflatables, Santas, and plenty of Christmas themes.
Merry Christmas to
Love
you.
Melissa Wilson.
Please be advised that most neighborhoods will turn their lights off by 10 p.m. during the week, but may have extended hours on the weekend.
My best suggestion is to get started early and make sure you pack your patience. Don't have an attitude like that guy, because there are plenty of people out and about checking out Christmas lights. It's Coco Dominguez reporting for Candy Can Lane in Missouri City, Fox 26 News.
And Selena fans are flocking in Laredo, Texas to see this house that appears to have spared no expense to honor the Tejano legend. I tip my hat to everyone who's put together those dancing to music light displays. That is no trivial task. We'll be right back. Make sure to join us tonight on the NewsEdge at 10 for a conversation about ADHD and mental health. For now, I'm Kaitlin Monte, and we'll turn it over to TMZ.